away. She'll be keeping minutes on a much larger stage now. I'd also like to thank those of you who have already shown your respect and affection for Ellen. So I'd like to observe a moment of silence. Express my gratitude and the board's gratitude for all the years of Ellen's work. So many things here are taken for granted, but to make sure that all the meetings run on time and that the documents get out and the transparency that's so important to all of us is observed. So may her spirit rest in peace. I'd like to ask Pastor Chris Eldridge from Christ Community Church to come to the microphone to lead us in prayer. Morning, Pastor.
Okay, let's pray. Father, I pray for the Kane County Board, and for every single member of this board, as well as for the citizens of Kane County. Thank you for them. Thank you for the service that they provide for our community. Your word tells us that the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and knowledge of the Holy One is understanding. So I pray that they will fear you, that they will have knowledge of you, and recognize that they are accountable to you for each decision and act, and that they are absolutely dependent on you. Give this board wisdom in every decision, and help them think clearly. Grant them discernment so they'll be strong and effective leaders. Help them to lead and with integrity, and may their integrity guide them and keep them on track. Help them to follow your principles. Direct their steps according to your word, for their decisions have a great impact on the life of our community. Be their defender and be their protector, and keep them always on guard. Help them be strong and courageous, encourage and strengthen them, giving them the wisdom that they need. Help them to have courage and faith in you no matter what they're facing today and each day. And we ask all these things in the name of your Son, Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Pastor. May I have a motion and a second to approve the minutes from the June 12, 2018 meeting? So moved by Ms. Sterrett, second by Mr. Frost. Are there any thoughts, comments, changes? All those in favor of approving the minutes say aye. Aye. All opposed say nay. Motion passes and minutes are approved. This morning we have two presentations. The first is recognizing employees with 20 years of service. And so I'm going to ask Sylvia Wetzel, our Director of Human Resources, to come forward. Mary Ann, thank you very much.
It is my pleasure to be standing here next to the County Chairman and recognizing the employees of Kane County that have dedicated 20 years of service. And we will be calling their names out to come up and receive a packet with a certificate and an honorary recognition pin. If Deanna Brooks is here, if she could come up. Linda Jungers, Deborah Quirin, Christy Sharpness, Deanna, congratulations. Linda, congratulations. Kathleen Wolf, Barbara Winicki, Michael Davis, Maria Alonzo, Wada, Marie Pina, and Julie Weigel. Linda Colton, Shelley Doolittle, David Kane, Patricia Del Santo, Janet Pacheco, Donald Hanson, Russell Norris, Prue Thomas, and William Woods. Kimberly Duda, Sandra Madigan, Stephen Bruni, Stephen Collins, Walter Edwards, Aaron Faiza, Gary Harrison, Kenneth Johnson, Stephen Jones, Brian Lewis, Minsa Strike, Paul Warren, Jennifer Feeney, Sandra Orlando. Heidi Files, Cynthia Martin, Kurt Nika, Michael Kosick, and David Bricker. If we could please give them a warm hand of applause.
I'd like to express our appreciation to 2 decades of public service. Thank you very much. Next on our agenda is Chairman Short Program. And Larry, if you could put it on the screen, can you roll that down a bit? Or does that come from over here? The screen? We'll take care of it next time. give a presentation. Unfortunately, we've spent a lot of time on $1.49 or $149.07 issue, but I think that we can fit it in together with much larger context. So we have a lot to be proud of. Over the last 6-7 years of working together, I have a baker's dozen of examples of those areas that we can be proud of. I'm going to go through them very quickly. The before and after property taxes, where there was a 50% increase in the levy, and now it's been flattened out. The next part. I remember being told that, well, it's just nickels and dimes, but as you can tell by this chart that was put together by Mark Armstrong, it represents $43 million staying in our constituents' pockets rather than our coffers, which these days with 30,000 people leaving the state of Illinois, and most of the reasons I read about and have been given is that they're taxed out of their homes and away from their families. Next. Our public debt has been paid down 65%. Next. Actuarially, our pension obligation is approaching full funding. Just last year, let's see, this is the regular IMRF fund. We made $24 million in 1 year because of the body, because of the return in the markets, and the amount of savings that had been put aside through fiscal discipline. Next slide. Oh, sorry, there's one ahead. Okay, the SLEP funding. We're at, that one was about $14 million last year, and we're at about 82%. The specialists in this area say that anywhere over 90% is considered full funding. We're moving along projects like the Long Meadow Parkway. We have modernized together the court case management system, the court system. Next. The Workforce Development Board was, I'm sorry, it was a catastrophe 6-7 years ago. What I was being told by some of the 40 board members, you wouldn't want to repeat out in public. And now it's been put back together and it's running like a clock. Next. The funding of the Settlers Hill cross-country course, that's I think that both the county and the Forest Reserve can be very proud of. 30 years of promise made, promise kept. The consolidation of the Aurora Election Commission. The food hub progress, thanks to so many people's work, the idea of eat healthy and eat local. Next. And on both of these, we're really leading edge. We're working through the Kane energy efficiency program. We could be the first county in the state of Illinois to put this together. Next. 100% transparency. Every cent that's spent of taxpayers' money is now on the internet. Next. The regional relations with other local governments and the governments in this region are as strong as ever. And finally, all of this, not only at half price, but as you can see, the administration costs across our neighboring counties, it's at about a third price of what we spend versus what others spend. And here is what the consequence of this high performance ought to be. In well-run and results-oriented organizations, those who have led the effort to succeed are given more latitude to produce even more good. That does bring me to $149.07. This is, I think that 0.00000596 is if you split a penny of the annual budget at Kane County, a penny, I think you have to split it more than 1 million times, and then you start to get close to what $149.07. At first, when I realized that 10 board members voted no, I thought, while productive members of the board continue to lead Kane County forward, there are 10 people who want to make a point out of $149.07. But then I thought, no one could be so obstreperous, so petty. No one would want to split a penny a million pieces. So 10 of you must just need more information. So here's a description of value. And just a footnote, for Jim Fuller, Daily Herald, these are not personal expenses. I know you keep referring to those in a conversation. These are not personal expenses. These are business expenses reimbursed. If they were personal expenses, they'd be for stuff like bowling, Rolling Stone concert, or good beer, or maybe even a round of golf. But again, it's how that's put out public. So if you'll split, here are some of the values of my business expenses that I've asked the county to reimburse. If you go to the next. Okay. Barron's, and what I look at every weekend first is the yield curve predictor. I mean, that's basically, if you want to know when the house of cards in a recovery collapses, you take a look at the yield curve. It is shrinking closer and closer, more on that some other time. The Wall Street Journal, weekend only to save the money, $144. That I think is the best source for any of us for what's going on, both business and even public policy. Regroup Illinois, I discontinued that subscription because I just didn't see enough value in it. That was to keep up with what's going on in the county government. More promise than was actually delivered. The next was the book on basics of blockchain and Bitcoin. I had a conversation with Jim Fuller about the attention given to the Bitcoin part. I couldn't be less interested in Bitcoin. That's the speculation. I agree with Jamie Dimon, the chairman of JP Morgan Chase, that's a bubble waiting to happen. But the blockchain area, very important. That's a technology that will provide a lot of security. A lot of governments are going in that direction. I figure I don't know about it. I want to learn more, and so get a book on it. Next, the Harvard Business School Healthcare Trends for $30. Actually, it's a privilege to get a chance to participate in a webinar like that. You can almost split the cost in half because I invited Mark Van Kerkhoff to attend that one with me, and so we both got the benefit of learning more. The Metro Planning Council meeting, that was $35. That is to build relationships with other governments around the country, or around the region. And I can tell the 10 who voted against reimbursing that about the last thing I want to do at the end of the day is get on the express train in Aurora at 4 o'clock, take it into Chicago for one more meeting, and then get on a slow boat back to Aurora. It makes a long day, it makes the next day. And so I can see that very happily. Next. Then these, the idea of paying respect to other leaders in this area who have influence over our what happens here in Kane County and our securing our fair share of resources that come from the state government, federal government, very important. And if you can spend $35 and shake hands at a moment when a Kirk Dillard or a Bob Schillerstrom or a Judy Friedland are giving an address at the City Club of Chicago, it's an important symbol of respect and building a relationship, whether it's the RTA, the tollway. I mean, we're going to be going through the process soon of having the tollway sign off on the administration, hopefully, of the tollway for Long Island Parkway. Next. Oh, and by the way, secret on the on those city club meetings, I actually take my wife Sarah with me, and that's the pleasant blossom between the two of us. And we pay for that out of our own funds, and you get that for free. So let's see. Michael Porter, let's see. Actually, this one, you won't be able to get into this meeting. It's either at the Standard Club. This is a fellow who has, Michael Porter, and I'll just read a couple of sections quickly. He's the foremost expert on competitive strategy in the world. He consults for businesses as an economist, researcher, author, advisor, speaker, and teacher. Throughout his career at Harvard Business School, he's brought economic theory and strategy concepts to bear on many of the most challenging problems facing corporations, economies, and societies, including market competition and company strategy. His initial training was as an aerospace engineer at Princeton University, earned an MBA at Harvard Business School, and a PhD in business economics from the Harvard's Department of Economics. He was the person who created the cluster mapping project, pioneered rigorous measurement of economic geography, which the Chicago region uses. He has the Porter hypothesis in the early 1990s. Strict environmental standards are not in conflict with company profitability or national competitiveness, but can enhance both. It goes on several. He has received 24 honorary doctorates, several national and state honors, and received first ever Lifetime Achievement Award from the U.S. Department of Commerce. And by the way, there was a point made that, well, why would former Senator Chris Lawson use his previous title? Because in the development of my friendship and relationship with Michael Porter, that's where he knows me from 25, 26 years ago. He knows, that's where he knows me, that's the context. And so it's not a matter of how it was twisted. That is how he knows me, that is how we introduced myself, and we would talk about what I'm currently doing in defending $149.07. So next item. The conclusion is that the 10 can do whatever you want with your time, but I suggest that the 10 people who voted no, who also voted no, each one of the people who voted no on this voted against saving $1 million, not $149.07, but $1 million by not overpaying Blue Cross Blue Shield, all 10 of 10. I would ask you, while we're going through an examination here, I would ask you to examine your public service record to see what you've produced for your $25,000 salary and nearly as much in benefits. What positive contribution are we all making? It's a matter of accountability. As for me, I choose to avoid any further distractions from what we could and should be doing. You might remember 2 years ago that we went through a similar kind of experience. A handful of board members said all matters should be initiated and managed by the board members, then obstructed cell phone quality amplification, gigabit fiber optics, and wasted fuel. You tried it your way. I'd ask you, where's the progress? What progress has been made? What I'm going to do with a $149 check, which is someplace in one of these piles. Here it is. I'll void this check and not accept it, and then we're going to be finished with this stuff. So I think that what we ought to do is focus on the bigger issues, and we'll go back to work on what we can do. I think that it's also important, as you're thinking about what we all do here, that just as what we were taught as children, what we teach our children and grandchildren, is you choose your friends well. The people who are going to bring out the constructive doers or destructive nitpicking, the choice is always up to us. And I think that we can do so much better. So With that, I don't think that there's an issue. I think everything else as far as reimbursement, it becomes moot. The next time you think about it, there's some people in this room who think that I work for the board. And it's just not true. Like, you didn't elect me. In some counties, the board elects the chairman, not here. I got elected by people outside of this room, not the 24 here, but 126,000 of the 532,000. That's where my loyalty stand. I'll continue to do what I think that I can do for those folks. And so this idea that somehow, the question is, well, what happens next time? Think about it. As we manage the relationship, am I more or less motivated to go on your behalf to any of those meetings? But many of us feel that there's strength in facing challenges. So thanks very much for your patience. Next on the agenda is speakers on agenda items. We have none. So we go to the zoning petition. I'd like to ask Development Committee Chairman Kurt Lazar to discuss and make a motion to approve zoning petitions on today's agenda.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, everyone. We have 7 petitions today. I'd like to thank the members of the Development Committee for attending the special meeting so we can expedite some of these and make sure that we are efficient in our process. First petition is 4441, located in Elgin Township. It is a special use for an F farming district for a private communication tower. There was one objector, a neighboring owner, citing the aesthetics of the tower. The recommendation of the zoning board was for approval. The development committee also met and voted to recommend this petition. I'll make the motion to approve today.
So moved by Mr. Lazar, second by Mr. Leonard. Any thoughts or comments? If not, clerk call the roll.
Ellen? Aye. Guerrero? Yes. Davis?
Yes.
Ford?
Yes.
Raz?
Yes.
Bloom? Yes. Hernandez? Yes. O'Shea?
Yes.
Kenyon?
Yes.
Kazari?
Yes.
Leonard?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Molina? Yes. Sanchez?
Yes.
Chapel?
Yes.
Silva? Yes. Sterrett? Yes. Thomas? Yes. Wegman? Yes. Honey? Yes. Yes.
The petition 4445 or 44 is approved. Petition 4445.
The first one was actually 4441.
Excuse me.
Petition 4445 is located in Canton Township. It is proposing a rezoning from an F district farming to an F1 district rural residential. There were no objectors to this petition. The recommendation of the zoning board was for approval, as was the development committee. I'll make a motion to approve this tonight.
So moved by Mr. Lazar, second by Mr. Leakey. Any thoughts, comments? If not, clerk call the roll.
Ellen? Aye. Guerrero? Yes. Davis?
Yes.
Ford?
Yes.
Raz?
Yes.
Gillum? Yes. Hernandez? Yes. O'Shea?
Yes.
Kenyon?
Yes.
Kazari?
Yes.
Leonard?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Molina? Yes. Sanchez?
Yes.
Chapel?
Yes.
Silva? Yes. Sterrett? Yes. Thomas? Yes. Wegman? Yes. Honey? Yes.
Petition 4445 passes. Petition 4449. Mr. Chairman.
Petition 4449 is located in Camden Township. It is a rezoning of an F district farming to an F1 district farming residential. There were no objectors to this petition. The recommendation of the zoning board and the development committee were both to approve. I'll make a motion to approve this time.
So moved by Mr. Lazar, second by Ms. Leakey. Any thoughts, comments? Ms. Leakey.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just a quick question. The 2 petitions have the same PIN numbers, so why are they separate?
Staff can answer that for us, but I believe it was simply, it was one parcel that's being split 3 ways.
That's exactly correct. It's currently one parcel, and the parcel is being rezoned, and it's going to be going through the minor subdivision process to be split into 2 parcels. And then when that happens and it's recorded, then the second new PIN numbers will be assigned.
Thank you, Ms. Leakey. Any other thoughts, comments? Not clerk call the roll.
Ellen? Aye. Guerrero? Yes. Davis?
Yes.
Ford?
Yes.
Raz?
Yes.
Gillum?
Yes.
Hernandez? Yes. O'Shea?
Yes.
Kane.
Yes.
Zarek.
Yes.
Leonard.
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
Molina. Yes. Sanchez.
Yes.
Sheffield.
Yes.
Silva. Yes. Sterry.
Yes.
Thomas. Yes. Wegman. Yes. Warnicki.
Yes.
Petition 4449 is approved. Petition 4453, Mr. President.
Petition 4453 is located in Library Township. It is a rezoning from an F district farming to an F1 district rural residential for an existing home and an F2 district agricultural related sales, service, processing, research, warehouse, and marketing with a special use for a drone pilot and training center. There were no objectors to this petition. The recommendation of the zoning board was for approval, as was the development committee. I'll make the motion to recommend our first drone site, a drone testing research facility in Kane County at this time.
Thank you, Mr. Kazar. So moved by Mr. Kazar, second by Mr. Frost. Any thoughts, comments? If not, clerk call the roll.
Ellen. Aye. Guerrero. Yes. Davis.
Yes.
Ford.
Yes.
Braz.
Yes.
Gillum.
Yes.
Hernandez. Yes. O'Shea.
Yes.
Kenyon.
Yes.
Zarek.
Yes.
Leonard.
Yes.
Martin. Molina. Yes. Sanchez.
Yes.
Sheffield.
Yes.
Silva. Yes. Sterry.
No.
Thomas.
Yes.
Wegman. Yes. And Warnicki.
Yes.
Petition 4453 passes, is approved. Petition 4454, Mr. Kazar.
Petition 4454 is located in Virgil Township. It is a rezoning from an F district farming to an F1 district rural residential. There were no objectors to this petition. The recommendation of the zoning board and the development committee was for approval by the board. I'll make the motion to approve at this time.
So moved by Mr. Kazar, second by Mr. Frost. Any thoughts, comments? If not, clerk call the roll.
Ellen. Aye. Guerrero. Yes. Davis.
Yes.
Ford.
Yes.
Braz.
Yes.
Gillum. Yes. Hernandez. Yes. O'Shea.
Yes.
Kenyon.
Yes.
Zarek.
Yes.
Leonard.
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
Molina. Yes. Sanchez.
Yes.
Sheffield.
Yes.
Silva. Yes. Sterry.
Yes.
Thomas.
Yes.
Wegman.
Yes.
And Warnicki.
Yes.
Yes.
Petition 4454 is approved. Next, petition 4455, Mr. Kazar.
Petition 4455 is located in Aurora Township. It is a rezoning of F district farming to an R3 district 1 family residential. There are no objectors to this petition. The recommendation of the zoning board and the development committee will vote for approval. I'll make a motion to approve at this time.
So moved by Mr. Kazar, second by Ms. Guerrero. Any thoughts or comments? If not, clerk call the roll.
Ellen. Aye. Guerrero. Yes. Davis.
Yes.
Ford.
Yes.
Braz.
Yes.
Gillum.
Yes.
Hernandez. Yes. O'Shea.
Yes.
Kenyon.
Yes.
Zarek.
Yes.
Leonard.
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
Molina. Yes. Sanchez.
Yes.
Sheffield.
Yes.
Silva. Yes. Sterry.
Yes.
Thomas.
Yes.
Wegman. Yes. Warnicki.
Yes.
Petition 4455 is approved. Petition 4456, Mr. Kazar.
Our final petition of the day is petition 4456, located in Caneville Township. It is a rezoning from an F district farming to an F1 district rural residential. There were no objectors to this petition. The zoning board and development committee both recommend approval. I'll make a motion to approve our final petition at this time.
So moved by Mr. Kazar, second by Mr. Leonard. Any thoughts or questions? If not, clerk call the roll.
Allen. Guerrero. Yes. Davis.
Yes.
Ford.
Yes.
Braz.
Yes.
Gillum.
Yes.
Hernandez. Yes. O'Shea.
Yes.
Kenyon.
Yes.
Zarek.
Yes.
Leonard.
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
Molina.
Yes.
Sanchez.
Yes.
Sheffield.
Yes.
Silva. Yes. Sterry.
Yes.
Thomas. Yes. Wegman. Yes. Warnicki.
Yes.
Petition 4456 is approved. On to resolutions and ordinances. Would anyone like to remove an item from the consent agenda? Ms. Thomas?
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to remove 18-226.
Okay, any others? If not, may I have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda with the exception of 18 to 26. So moved by Ms. Allen, second by Mr. Fraz. Clerk, call the roll.
Ellen. Guerrero. Yes. Yavis.
Yes.
Ford.
Yes.
Ross.
Yes.
Dillon. Yes. Hernandez. Yes. O'Shea.
Yes.
Kenyon.
Yes.
Zarek.
Yes.
Leonard.
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
Molina. Yes. Sanchez.
Yes.
Chufalo.
Yes.
Silva. Yes. Zarek. Yes. Thomas. Yes. Whitman. Yes. Lenny.
Yes.
Okay, so now on number 18 to 26, Ms. Thomas, would you like someone else to make a motion to, or would you like to make that motion? To pass or to discuss and potentially pass? Would you like someone else? Okay, Ms. Sterritt moves, second by Ms. Allen. Discussion, Ms. Thomas.
Thank you. I'm not sure if there's anyone here to answer questions, but we recently received some information about current air purification devices that the coroner's office has, and some concerns that a study of those systems revealed. And so I'm just wondering, how are these new air purification devices different from what they already have? Are they going to eliminate concerns that the recent report revealed? I'm just wondering about whether this is going to be an improvement or just kind of, the best they can do, but not really any improvement.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Thomas. Okay, Mr. Biggs.
Yes, I'd like to go through the process briefly. I was called over to Building C approximately a month ago of odors that was coming in the building and also at the yellow house. When I walked outside, you could smell the odors very bad. So from there, I went over to the coroner's office and met with them, and they informed me that they had several decomposed bodies that was causing this odor. I made a report in the admin committee about it. From there, being the director of building management, I contacted a company to see what they could do to help us evaporate those smells. The resolution in front of you is not to ask you to approve the $13,000. By county policy, I have that approval. What it is asking you to approve the process because we did not have time to get 3 quotes. So I contacted 3 different vendors and looked at their devices, myself, Joe Onzik, and Teresa from purchasing. We looked at those. We decided that this company was the best company to do this. Therefore, I went ahead and purchased those devices. We installed them, and they lasted for about 24 hours, and some staff had concerns because they did research on the internet about the ozones. I've hired an air quality company to do an evaluation of the air quality without them and with them, and we're waiting for results. Rob Russell also hired his own company, and they did a test. We're waiting. He provided those results. I haven't looked at them yet, but I did meet with Rob Russell this morning. He's in agreement that those were beneficial. What I'm proposing to do, and he agreed to, I will purchase an ozone monitor for $600, and we will put that in place. Therefore, if the ozones get bad from these units, we will shut them down and go from there. There's 4 different settings you can set them at. You can set them 1, 2, 3, and 4 being the highest. I bought 13 units. When you have them on the highest, it's recommended nobody in the building, and they only run for 2 hours and they shut down automatically. So we're going to instruct the staff to never turn them up to 4 unless it's at the end of the night, which I can have my staff do that when everybody's gone. All that does is purify the air, and then they shut down immediately. The process is I bought 13 of them, 1 for each office area, 3 for the autopsies area, 1 for the freezer, 1 for the cooler, and then I also bought 2 items that goes in the ductwork that helps with the getting rid of the odors that's in the building. Those devices have no ozone capabilities to begin with, and I'm not a scientist, so I don't know all this. I'm working with the specialists and the company. Rob has met with the guy that we bought the units from. He is satisfied. We talked to him yesterday for probably an hour, hour and a half, and have it all resolved. So as of today, I'm going to be purchasing a device that monitors the ozone. Again, this resolution is not asking for the approval for expenditures, which I made a mistake when I wrote the resolution. It should have been approval for the process because we did not have time to follow the county processes of getting 3 quotes.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Biggs. That was, the procedure that we followed was the emergency purchase affidavit, and that was approved through the state's attorney's office, but I'd like to ask the state's attorney to weigh in.
Sure. Mr. Chairman, we were consulted in the process given the emergency nature of a really tight time frame. Mr. Lull has worked, I believe, with Mr. Biggs. Mr. Wallace is here. Actually, I'd like him to step up and just kind of summarize the process. He worked with Mr. Biggs. He worked with Mr. Bertson in purchasing, given kind of the emergency nature and the really quick timeline that all of them had to comply with. So, Joe, would you kind of walk through the process?
That's accurate. Mr. Biggs and I discussed this on the phone. I mean, everyone saw this in the newspapers. I mean, it was an emergency given the situation in the coroner's office. The purchasing ordinance that the county board put into place contemplates this and gives authority to have an expedited purchasing procedure on this. I consulted with Mr. Biggs on that. He followed those procedures, and essentially the chairman executed the affidavit as he's authorized to do so. And that is all done in accord with the purchasing ordinance, given the time-sensitive nature of this. So everything was done in compliance, frankly, with the ordinance, given the serious situation that was being reported on widely.
Thank you, Mr. Wallace.
Ms. Thomas, does that answer the question?
It does.
Any other thoughts or comments? If not, clerk call the roll.
Allen. Guerrero. Yes. Davis.
Yes.
Ford.
Yes.
Raz.
Yes.
Gillum. Yes. Hernandez. Yes. O'Shea.
Yes.
Kenyon.
Yes.
Zarek.
Yes.
Leonard.
Yes.
Martin. Yes. Molina. Yes. Sanchez.
Yes.
Buckle.
Yes.
Sella. Yes. Zarek. Yes. Thomas. Yes. Raymond. Yes. Monet.
Yes.
Okay, motion passes. Let's see, next on the agenda is the executive session. I have a motion and a second to go to executive session to discuss personnel, settlement claims, and pending litigation. So moved by Mr. Hernandez, second by Ms. Gillum. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed say nay.